Does God exist? This may surprise you, but so many people all over the world are asking this question. In fact, a Pew Research shows that 90% of all Americans sense that there is some kind of higher power. About half of them feel that they believe in God in the biblical, religious sense, but more and more people have more questions and need more answers. Some of them have a more heartfelt approach. They feel there must be some sort of loving higher power. Others are more rational. They look at nature, its complexity, and say there must be some sort of higher intelligence that planned it all. Whatever the reasoning, though, there is a natural need in people to feel a higher power that is encompassing and purposeful. So I sat with Kabbalist Dr. Michael Laitman and asked him some questions. I asked him, does God exist? And if he does, why can't we see him? Why can't we perceive him? And can we get a more definite answer about God? I asked him if we can get a scientific answer. Can we prove that he exists? The answers that I got were fascinating and so unlike anything that I've heard before. Let's take a look. So the first question I wanted to ask you is, does God exist? And if he exists, how come we can't perceive him or see him?
God is nature. It's simply everything there is. Besides, let's say besides man, who has free choice. Then, besides his free choice, everything else belongs to God.
Okay.
Meaning, it's the entire nature of this entire world and all the worlds. Everything there can be, even those things that we don't know about. All of this is a part of that concept called God. What do we have besides God? Inside us, there is this one small desire to attain God. And the desire to attain God exists outside of God in order to attain Him. That's it.
So what is God? Why can't we see him if he does exist?
It's a law. What? Where can you see a law? You see a law when it's already realized in some kind of matter, when it acts, when you see its actions already. But we don't see it in and of itself. Do we see electricity? We don't. Do we see light? No. We see that something moves, that something happens, the results of the forces. This is what we see. Same with God. Everything that happens here around us, these are all results of Him. But we can't see God Himself. Do we see gravity? No. I know that if I hold something in the air and let it go, it'll fall. There's a force that's working on it. This force is called gravity. The same with the force of God. It's a force that includes in it everything there is in the still, vegetative, animate, and people on different levels, in different forms and ways, in the past, present, and future. This entire universal form that's working on us is called God.
So why is it that so many people have a feeling that God loves them, cares for them, and protects them?
Because we see that we're developing, and that our development is a goal-oriented one. We don't exactly know according to what laws, but we see that this is how it is. In all of the laws of nature, we see great wisdom that we really can't even imagine how tremendous and universal the system is, that it includes everything there is. It's all called God, besides one thing that's hidden from us, but we see Him according to His actions, and we can research Him, and through His actions, we can attain Him. It's called, from your actions, do we know you?
Okay, what does that mean, to attain God?
That I will know all of His laws, I'll know all the ways in which He influences us, the entire world, and from learning Him, I can improve so much that I'll be able to feel Him, and to get to know Him, to come closer to Him, to really be His partner.
How can we build a relationship with God?
The only way we can build a relationship is only through equivalence of form. That if I keep those same rules that the wisdom of Kabbalah explains about, the same rules by which God works too. Then, through my behavior, I start getting to know him.
What do you mean by getting to know him?
Suppose there's a certain person, and this person behaves in a certain way, but I don't understand his behavior, his language, his mentality. I'm not familiar with the way he behaves. Or suppose he's an Indian or from some other place. It's just that I met them in South America. And I didn't know them. They came down from the Andes in order to meet me. They actually discovered that a Kabbalist is coming. And they wanted to meet me. So they came down from the Andes. I met them. I talked to them. We were in the same hotel for 2 days. And we had long talks until I started feeling them. Because it's really something very different. And it's the same with God. So the wisdom of Kabbalah explains what are the laws according to which He exists. How does He behave with us? And if we want to feel Him, understand Him, investigate Him, really come closer to Him, we have to keep such and such rules.
So I'd like to hear more about that. What are these rules? What is this behavior we need to know more about?
The rules are simple. The rules are according to the one law of love another as thyself. If I start loving others, I start loving the world, I start loving everyone, then I come closer to the Creator.
How can we experience this? What does it actually feel like? Let's say that I change my behavior.
I love someone. I feel him more than if I hate him. I'm closer to him, as if penetrate him. What he hates, I hate. What he loves, I love. We're very close. We don't even have to talk if we're that close. The very same way, I come closer to God.
Just like with another person?
Yeah. It says that God shall not be foreign to you.
So how can we start to do this?
I start exercising with other people. As it says, from love the created beings to love the Creator. And then we reach a state where I come closer to Him. And I simply start feeling Him. I start feeling that He's close.
Does He talk to you? Can you hear Him?
It's as if He's talking, listening. We're simply close. We understand each other. It's not that I talk to Him verbally, but we speak the language of feelings.
And how is this connected to your relationships with others? You said I need to love others more.
In order to come closer to God, I first of all have to come closer to people.
Why?
This law of loving others. The Creator is the force of love. And I'm the very opposite. I was created in the force of hatred, ego. And therefore, in order to come closer to Him, I have to perform many exercises in order to invert my egoistic nature into a nature of love and giving.
So then you can feel Him when you've changed your own behavior to be more loving, more giving. But what does it mean to feel Him? Do you feel His love?
I start feeling Him the same way I feel people around me, and even much closer and stronger.
And anyone can do this?
Anyone. And eventually, everyone has to develop into this.